We're joined now by Dr. Shaun Grannis, the Vice President for Data and Analytics at Regenstrief Institute and Professor of Family Medicine at IU School of Medicine. Dr. Grannis, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, my pleasure.
So the study you co-authored for the CDC showed a pretty remarkable improvement in vaccine efficacy with the booster. Can you tell us a little bit about the study and what it found?
Sure. So we compared individuals who did not have a booster to those who did. And what we saw over time is during the first 6 months after getting the 2-dose vaccine, effectiveness for Omicron went down quite a bit. After 6 months, it dropped by another 10%. So effectiveness for Omicron for the 2-dose series was down in the 30 percentiles. With the booster shot, we actually saw the effectiveness increase by about 40 percentage points, back up into the 80s and 90%. And this is effectiveness for preventing emergency department visits and hospitalizations. So the effectiveness with the booster actually puts this back in the range of a Delta effectiveness.
Is there any indication about how long the efficacy of the booster will stay at that level, or maybe how soon be looking at another booster?
Sure. So we are tracking that data. Some of the publications that we're putting out right now, that publication last week was with hot off the press data. We're going to be monitoring waning. What we do know, and what we've seen both with Delta and with Omicron, is that the vaccine effectiveness has waned by about 10% over every 6 months. So we're expecting that may likely be the case with the booster as well, but we need more data to say for certain.
3.6 million people in the state considered fully vaccinated, but less than half that number have gotten the booster. How do you convince people to get the boosters, especially as numbers dip around the country?
Sure. Well, I think we need to provide them with as much information as possible to make informed decisions. Our recent publication, as we've talked about, I think provides important new data for those who are wondering if the booster is right for them. I think our research provides strong evidence in support of the protection offered by the booster. So I would just encourage people to know that and investigate for themselves that the vaccine is safe and effective.
So is there any other positive news to talk about? I mean, are we starting to see, what we call that light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, I think we're all hoping that is what we're seeing. We need to be careful about making predictions with COVID because it has fooled us so many times before. I hope that we are in the waning phase of the pandemic and that ultimately only, one booster shot will be needed here. But I don't think that anyone can say with certainty because COVID has surprised us so many times.
All right, Doctor, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time.
Sure. Thank you.